All right, my friends, welcome to episode 267 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Over there is Anthony, the dev at Summer Speak, and our podcast is coming a little late because we wanted to do a hype for the PS5 launch and push it a little closer to the PS5 launch. So this will publish on the Wednesday before the official launch, and today is actually the Xbox launch, so we might talk about that a little bit too. But how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you're
just working through the week, waiting for Thursday.
waiting for Thursday, waiting out this attempted coup that's going on in the United States right now.
Whatever is going on.
Just bafflement at how dumb and crazy and whatever.
Yeah. What was the thing I saw? We're talking about the GOP kind of not stepping up, but it was that they're also afraid of, like, they're basically, I think it was the Daily Show, they're burning down the House to have some s'mores, trying to get the seats in the Senate.
Right,
because
exactly.
they worry if they go accept the election, say, yep, Biden did win, we're done, that it will depress GOP voter turnout, and just disenfranchise their base. Their base will be angry at them.
I think that's possible because this whole time I was thinking Loeffler and Perdue, if they don't come out in support of like the recount or stop the count or whatever, like you could just hammer them. Like if they didn't stand up for Trump, then don't stand up for them. But they're, riding the crazy, just like,
Yeah.
And McSally in Arizona is doing the same thing. Like I didn't lose. Like I'm sorry, it's fucking math.
You lost by a lot. Actually.
Yeah, get the fuck out. None of these are. I liked on election night, Scott Walker from Wisconsin, that crazy motherfucker, was like, yeah, when we did a recount twice in Wisconsin, it moved like 100 votes. This is 20,000 votes. That's not moving.
Somewhere online, I think 538, Nate Silver did a thing, was like, okay, just historically, what is the largest amount that's changed with a recount? And it was like 2,000 votes, tops.
Right. And that's the outlier.
So it's not enough to move any of these states.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so a lot of uncertainty. There's plenty of opportunities to volunteer for Get Out the Vote in Georgia. I thought I was done with the Get Out the Vote activities. I'm fucking exhausted, but I guess I'm ramping up for that. So if anyone's interested, hit me up on Twitter. I'll let you know. Otherwise, let's talk about the PS5 launch, which is coming. We both have one pre-ordered, and we both have a Thursday ship date. Nope, arrival date, but neither of us have shipped.
That is different. If it was ship date, I'd be a little sad at this point.
Yeah, exactly. It's an arrival date of Thursday, but none of us have had one that's shipped yet.
Yeah, and I've looked online. Doesn't sound like anyone's really had it shipped yet. From Amazon, that is.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense. They're staging throughout the country. I bet it will just be a giant wave of them tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there was some on Reddit somewhere. It was just some threads for people who work at Amazon. It's like, here, this is how it's going to work. You're going to get your, your arrival date, like last Friday or whatever, which actually happened. And they said then you'll probably ship, if it's Thursday, it'll ship on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I guess based on, that's exactly what happened for me with the Switch. It shipped the day before and then it arrived at 10:30 p.m. Super late after I was like, yo, it's not here. It's supposed to be here. The driver had to come back because he was going home for the night. With my package, I guess. So I just expect something like that to happen. And, my porch and my area is not super lit up at night. There's a sign on my patio that says, please deliver to the front door, but you can't see it in the dark. So sometimes my neighbors get my packages. Sometimes they leave it out at my garage, which is like, 400 feet away from me. So I'll just be out there with a flashlight, sitting on a fucking chair in the middle of a pandemic, waiting for it.
There you go. Just sitting out there, having a beer, waiting.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Not creepy at all.
So super, super creepy. I fully admit that. But yeah, the preview stuff's come up. The Metascore or Metacritic score for like Miles Morales is like an 85. Astro's Playroom's like an 82. Seems like people are enjoying the games, the critics at least, that they've gotten. But it sounds like the controller is the star of the show.
Yeah, that's everything that I've listened to and seen people talking about. They just talk about this controller being absolutely amazing, which is exciting. And they say Astro's Playroom is a great seller of it. So I'm really excited about that. And I mean, you have one, right? Already?
No.
No?
No, I did not buy an extra controller because I don't need two white controllers.
That makes sense.
I need a blue one.
I have a coworker that got one in yesterday,
Who? Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he hooked it up to PC and it worked. Steam recognized it immediately and
Oh,
it
nice.
worked. Like he could just use it. But I mean, it doesn't have the haptics through Steam or anything. It's
Right.
just a controller. He says it's really nice. It's a bit heavier than a DualShock, which then led me to look up the weights of DualShock. DualShock is 7.4 ounces. DualSense is 9.8.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
a
quite
couple
a bit bigger.
couple
Yeah.
ounces heavier, not as big as the Duke,
Oh God, no.
which was just under 1 pound.
God, that's so
It's
heavy.
like 15.8 ounces.
You're just like resting your hands on your legs.
God, yeah, you had to, or your wrist started hurting.
Yeah.
I know from experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited for the DualSense. Trying that out.
And it's pretty cool that it comes pre-installed, Astro's Playroom, so you just hook, sign in, and then while you're downloading whatever other game you are really looking forward to, you get to jump into that pretty much immediately, unless there's some huge update for that game, which I doubt.
Yeah.
So.
No, I doubt it. There's probably some firmware update you have to download first.
There is. It's 850 megs.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
And
the download speeds on the PS5 are much faster, which is great because I don't know about you, but my PS4 download speeds are super slow. Like
not insane. I'm usually wired though when I'm downloading.
Me too. Mine's wired all the time.
And I mean, I wouldn't say super slow, but not using my full connection. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Like, I'm used to getting, now that I have my new modem, I'm getting 300 megabits per second. And on that, it's like 40. So.
Yeah. I mean, my top is 95. So.
Right.
And yeah, I was probably maxing out around PS4 was usually 30 to 40, which makes sense. It was an older network adapter in it.
Right. And it was still plenty fast. I guess fine.
Yeah, games are getting huge. Like I haven't even looked at what the download size of some of these things are.
I've seen like kind of an average of 50.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For some of the non-Call of Duty games, I guess.
Yeah, that one's an exception. Okay, Valhalla is 45.9.
Right. But it seems reasonable to me. I feel like that. I mean, that maybe it's because all the DLC, I guess. But Odyssey, which I was playing yesterday or the day before, I wanted to finish that final piece of DLC before the PS5 came out, and it's like 100 and something gigs.
Yeah.
So I've been moving things over to my my new 5 terabyte external, so I have my PS4 games ready to just plug right into the PS5. But goddamn, I knew this would happen in a lot of different ways, but my gaming laptop has ruined me for load times.
Sure.
So when I load up Assassin's Creed Odyssey on PS4, it's excruciating. It's like 2 minutes, and it's just like, oh no, I've become that person.
I mean, yeah. You get very accustomed to faster loading on a PC, on an SSD or NVMe.
Right.
Which kind of leads into where I guess surprising, not surprising, no SSD is on the market for the launch on Thursday for the PS5.
I think that's surprising because my understanding of it is not necessarily that there aren't any SSDs on the market, although certainly there are none that are whitelisted, but that's
the thing. There's none that are approved for that, the speed to fit in the slot and the speed necessary.
And they haven't allowed the firmware. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Like it won't even recognize if you put anything in there.
Yeah, they'd have it turned off right now.
Correct.
Probably because they don't want people ruining their NVMe drives
which
or
is
something.
Very, very nice of them because people are already trying.
I actually think that is a reason why they're like, hey, if there's nothing we've whitelisted yet or feel confident in, let's just not let this freak people out or try.
It is a little problematic though because obviously space is at a premium, but they aren't allowing PS5 games to be stored on an external drive. Obviously, you can't be played from them anyways, but like even just to store them and shuffle them, that's why I bought the 5 terabyte because that's what Xbox does, and I assume PS5 would do that, and that's not the case.
Not yet. I assume that's going to come quickly with a firmware update. That's easy. I don't know why it's not there, but honestly, so they can get it out. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no,
they want to hit the state. They're just like, fine. we'll just do an update probably pretty quick, honestly.
And they said in their that Super Mondo FAQ that I sent you all in the text chain,
Yep.
I mean, it was super detailed, but they mentioned that too. Like that, they're looking into that for a future update. There's no folders, which that came out a later update on PS5. And it is interesting in terms of like features are taken away when you move into the new generation, but it's mainly, I think that what you said is correct. Like they would love to get all that stuff in, but we have a date to hit. So we're prioritizing like the main shit, you know?
We're prioritizing games actually being able to be played, backwards compat working. Basically just the core systems are functioning. People can play games, which is what they want to do on here. Supposedly tomorrow, Wednesday for us as we're recording this, the embargo drops for all the media apps on it.
Oh, okay.
So we should learn all about that, although they have confirmed that Netflix, Disney Plus, I think Hulu and Amazon all have apps ready to go.
Yeah, I guess some of that.
It's whatever's on the controller.
Exactly. As
for
some
sure.
Of the cat is out of the bag because of the controller.
Yeah.
I'm planning to
Because I had
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
We have Mandalorian watching Disney Plus on Friday, so.
Right.
I was trying to figure out what I needed to have plugged in to watch that.
I think I'm planning to turn my PS5 into my media box, basically. So I got that media remote, and we'll see if that plan works out.
Yeah. But supposedly, when all that drops, we'll see what is on that media tab and what's going on there.
Right, because we haven't seen. There was a video I was watching that said like we can't show you the media tab, and then they tabbed through on accident. But I don't think I saw anything of note. Yeah. Like I saw Spotify, which I already know is on there. So.
Yeah. So that will land. And then I think all the game embargoes have gone now. I think.
Demon Souls has not.
Oh, that's right. I think that's the one I hear everyone talking about when they talk and they're like, I'm playing Redacted.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking it was either that or like Sackboy, but
yeah, actually it could be Sackboy as well. Because I'm really surprised we haven't seen anything on Demon Souls. Although I didn't notice it probably because of all the election crap through until Saturday. There was a Demon Souls like
state of play.
State of play.
Yeah, it was really. I watched it on Sunday.
Chunk of it, I was like, this looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looked really good, visually, of course, and that just gave me a better idea of like the gameplay and what they've done to enhance the environment. Like it looks like the type of game that suckered me in terms of like environmental storytelling, and a game that I'm just not going to like in terms of gameplay. But I bought it anyways.
Yeah, it's going to be hard as hell.
Yeah,
just what it is.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
which is fine.
It's kind of like Gran Turismo or whatever. Like you get the game that's like the tech showpiece just to like see what it looks like, but it's not exactly your, wheelhouse, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely not one that I'm gonna pick up.
Right.
I think right now I'm sitting around. I'm like, okay, Valhalla, Spider-Man Ultimate, so I can have the original and Miles Morales, or Miles Morales Ultimate Edition,
right?
Whatever gives you.
It's the Ultimate Edition that gives you both.
Yeah, both. There's that. I mean, I get Bug Snacks for free, so.
I know, isn't that cool? I was planning to buy that anyways. Like, okay, I guess
My kids are so excited for that goddamn game. I don't know why, but they found the trailer just hilarious, and they're like, "We want to play that game." I'm like, okay.
Apparently, it has a surprising amount of heart.
Yes, that's what I've heard. It's kind of got mixed-ish reviews, but a lot of the stuff I have seen where people are like, it is actually a really good game to play, like, with kids. It's just cute and has a bunch of heart and is really eccentric.
Do we know if there's battling?
I don't know if there's really battling. It sounds, from the previews, it sounds more like puzzle game than anything.
Okay, because
Like,
like Pokemon, right? It's like a collect them all kind of thing. Like you're collecting bug snacks, I assume. But with Pokemon, you're battling, and that's just you know something I can't do with my daughter. But I've been looking at bug snacks, thinking, ooh, that and
she'll
Astrobot.
start
I'm like, could I do those with my daughter?
Pokeballs at you.
But I mean, there's still, I mean, that's enough. Honestly, that's too much for her. Um, like Mario stomping on heads is too much, you know. So yeah, I'm wondering what that
Um,
mechanic is.
it says it's more of an adventure game. You play as a newspaper reporter, going to the island to discover the mysteries of Snacktooth Island. Document intrigue. The reporter makes their way onto the island, only to discover some person has gone missing, and you need to find them. Journalist help the Fibbo requests that the journalist help him bring the others back to their makeshift home of Snacksburg so that they might band together and find out what happened to Elizabeth.
Right,
So
and I think
don't think it's a first person adventure game.
it's like a Pokemon Snap in terms of like you
Find
found it,
and
take a picture.
capture different species of bug snacks
Mm-hmm.
using different contraptions.
Mm-hmm.
Once captured, bug snacks can be fed to local grumpuses, which transform their bodies based on the properties of the bug snack they eat to solve puzzles.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at some gameplay. But I've been looking at that as a maybe.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it's really a battling thing and more of a collect them all, and then use them to solve, like, feed them to different grumpuses to change their bodies so they have different properties to solve different puzzles and levels.
Right.
So, might be okay. Again, it's free. It's with PS Plus, so
Right.
you get to try.
Yeah, it's either that, play with my daughter, or play Shadow of War with my daughter. I figured maybe Bug Snacks would be better.
I wonder which one has combat.
Also, Hollow Knight, if y'all haven't picked that fucking game up,
It's true.
grab it. Oh my god.
Weirdly, my manager worked on Shadow of War.
Oh, you mentioned that.
Yeah,
At Monolith Soft, or whatever it's called.
Monolith.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there for a while. I've talked to him about, but yeah, he definitely worked on both the what was the first one? Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
And what's the second one?
Shadow of War.
Was that Shadow of War?
Yeah. Mordor.
Yeah, I think he worked on both of those. So
I wonder what his take is on the whole microtransaction thing that seemed shoehorned in, and they not promptly, but like a year later removed at the end of the game.
I don't know. I should ask him about that at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of times that stuff is business driven.
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering.
It's not like, honestly, most of the microtransactions is a lot of times is more of a business driven thing. And it's like, okay, here, designers, figure out how this has to happen.
Right.
Make it as painless as you can.
Yep. Right.
While still fitting in this box.
Well, that recent news about
That's
Activision.
what design is.
Activision Blizzard making what 1.3 billion in the 3 months in the middle of the summer, basically.
Yep.
Off just microtransactions. Like, yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, that's not going anywhere. No matter how much they raise the price on a base game.
No. Why would they give that money up?
Right.
If people are still going to be paying it, they're not getting rid of it.
Right.
And it's not stopping people from playing the games, is the thing. So, yeah, you should expect. I had a friend who was like, messaged me yesterday. He's like, this Demon Souls is $70. He's like, why are games $70? Like, oh, that conversation, didn't you? Happening a long time ago.
Welcome to the conversation.
Oh, I was like, he's like, no. Like, yep.
I mean, I guess some aren't, right? Like, Sony has the 50 to 70 model.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, so the things that are 70 are the PS5 exclusives for the most part. Like, cross-gen stuff is between 50 and 60. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Valhalla is 60. Miles Morales is 50.
By itself, yeah. Sackboy's 60.
But it's, yeah. I guess not even all new exclusives. So yeah, they're just going a wide range there. Test the market. What does the market bear out? Demon Souls is probably going to still sell a shit ton at $70. So
Oh, I mean, I bought it knowing that
yeah,
I need, like I just the over under on me how many hours I play in that game. Like I'm gonna set it at okay 5. Do you think more or less than 5 hours?
I'm going less.
Yeah, I'm hoping for more. Or
I think now say that you're going to push yourself over 5
that's true.
because
That's true.
you have to beat it.
This is
You
this
have
is
to
true.
beat at least 5 hours.
Speaking of hours, I do like that the PS5 brings forward your playtime from previous gen games. Uh,
No,
I just can't wait to see.
which means that they track that.
Right, they've been tracking the whole time. I don't know why they wouldn't have, put that at the system level for you to see. But actually no, I'm not. I already know the save files for lots of games have that anyways, so I know how much time I spent on AC
Yeah,
Odyssey, for example.
yeah.
But Ghosts, I just know because I streamed every minute of it, so I just added it up. It was like 65 hours or whatever.
That's one I'm gonna bring play on the PS5 pretty quickly because I've
Yeah.
heard that it runs it like you can run it at 60.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's crazy because the load times are already fucking fast
I
on the
know.
PS4 Pro at least. So on the 5 it'll just be nothing, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited that it's super quiet. I measured my entertainment center. It will fit into my little cabinet
Vertically or horizontally?
horizontally.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the
You're not.
opening,
Hmm.
I have enough space on all sides. I can slide it in
Nice.
right next to the empty slot I have next to the PS4.
Yeah, for me it just sits on top, so I'm not worried about it. Like the only thing that's in
Yeah,
my entertainment center is the Switch because the Switch doesn't overheat if it's in a box, basically. But man, when I put the Pro down there, even with the door open, that thing overheated.
mine doesn't have a door, so
Yeah, I mean
it's just
it
there's
should be
just
open. Yeah,
two cubby holes basically.
right. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, even like I left the door open. Like I put it down there because I wanted to kind of quote unquote out of sight. I could close it during the day and then open it when I was gonna play. Even then, it was way too closed in. So it's just sitting on top. So I'll just move the PS4 Pro to the side. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that yet.
Yeah,
Just because the Pro has a disc and my PS5 does not, so I will still be making use of both.
I'm curious if they're gonna allow remote play.
I mean, it's already an app on the PS4 Pro or whatever PS4. Did you
PS5 remote play?
did you see that? Yeah, it's on your home screen now. I logged in yesterday for Odyssey and it
Wow.
said PS5 remote play. I was like, what does that mean?
Sony. Oh, there it is. The Verge. Sony gives your PS4 a second life, slinging a PS5 to another room of your choice. That's cool.
So you have to have the PS4 hooked up to their TV and then you could play your PS5 games there.
Yeah, you can just remote play them on the through the PS4.
Huh. That opens up more
PS5
possibilities.
remote play app has already popped up on a PS4, offering 1080p stream from your new console to your existing one. So you can have it hooked up in a different room. You don't necessarily need a PS4 to stream PS5 to another room of your house, though. The PS Remote Play app is getting updated on other platforms. The Windows version has already added PS5, which I have installed right now. So I could also just stream my PS5 over my network to my computer.
But you've got to have them both on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how I played Persona, a lot of Persona 5 Royal, I was remote streaming it to my PC. So yeah, it's on, but it's not on the TV. You don't have to have the TV on in
Oh yeah,
the
right. Just you
PS5.
need
Like
the box
it's
on.
just running the game and then streaming the video to the app that you have running
And
across
it
your
worked pretty
network.
well for you.
Yeah, it worked fine.
Awesome. I think when I used it before, I think we were streaming other things in the house, and maybe I didn't have the right optimal network setting. It lagged a lot.
Yeah, I could see that on some games. I'm curious to try with this. I mean, I have since the first time I ever did it was quite a while ago. I have a new router and everything now. I have much better connections everywhere with my computer and my PlayStation, and the PS5 probably has, as you is clear it has a much faster network interface.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's true, because now, I mean, since then, I think now that I reflect on it, my PC where I was doing the streaming was wireless. It wasn't wired, but now everything in my house is wired, so
yeah,
that would be a lot better.
it might be worth trying.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it would work for every game, because it probably still have some latency, but like it worked great for playing Persona 5.
Well, that's a
Like
great
I
one because
don't
it's not
need,
reflex, you know.
yeah, and then I could have it up on a screen in here, and then whenever I was doing whatever grinding stuff I was doing, I could have a movie or TV show going.
Right.
So that's cool. Now I kind of want to update my remote play thing. If it will, you must download an update. Do I want to update now? Yes.
On your PS4?
No, on my PC.
Oh, on your PC. I guess I should do that too.
Why not? There it goes. Install, please.
That's kind of cool because I could just sit in here, have my PS5 on there when my wife's watching TV or whatever, and be playing PS5 on this screen.
Yep. I could, at times, be playing stuff in here. My kids could be doing whatever their episodes and stuff out there. And not worry, there's no competing. Yeah, it is actually an incredibly nice feature. I'm glad they updated it. That actually makes me really excited.
Yeah, it opens up some more possibilities. I'm like in the headspace of like, okay, just because of my goddamn laptop again. PS5 can output to 120 frames per second. Maybe I should get a monitor that can do 120 frames per, 144 or whatever. But then a conversation that we were having, or you might have seen it or not, but I don't actually need 4K. Like I'm happy with just 1080p, 120 or whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I only have 1080p stuff around my house. I don't have a 4K TV. My monitors are 1080.
Right,
I've actually
what's their frame
been
rate?
looking at new monitors, and I'm like, I don't even know if I care about having 4K right now.
What's your hertz capability on your monitors?
Just 60.
Oh, okay.
Like I have not breached that higher refresh rate.
Don't.
Because I know once I do, I'll never go back.
Please don't.
So it's gonna happen. At some point, I'm gonna get 120 hertz or 144 hertz refresh monitors.
Right.
I just don't care about if it's 4K or not.
Yeah, so. I think that was the realization I had too when I had that conversation. I'm like, oh, actually, I don't really care about that very much. But man, like switching Rocket League over to like it runs at 144 frames a second. It was like,
oh man,
it was an unbelievable leap that I had been using my laptop for a month and had not realized I could go into settings and fucking do that. And once I did it, like that plus the load times, like I go back to my consoles or whatever, I'm like, oh, I can tell the difference. And it's fine, like whatever. It's like first world problems. Like it's fine. I love playing, like load up Animal Crossing. It takes a while to load, whatever. That thing has like what, a gig of RAM or whatever. Probably has more than that. But now I'm like, okay, on PS5, Valhalla will be capable of 60, I think, 60 frames per second. But they've put it uncapped on PC. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy it on PC for that reason. Like, wow, what happened to me?
Yeah. Nah, I still think I'm getting Valhalla. Actually, I have Valhalla pre-ordered. It was on sale today, so.
The disc version, right?
So yeah, disc version for $50.
Right.
So
I saw that.
I was like, sure, I'll pre-order that. It's a game I kind of want to play. So, and I've watched a couple streams over this week. Listened to Kind of Funnies talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I started the PS4 generation with Black Flag as one of the first games I played on it, and no reason not to start this generation having an Assassin's Creed as well.
Right.
To jump into. So I pre-ordered that one to come. It will come when it comes. So I don't know if it'll actually be here at launch. So I'll probably do that, and I'll probably do Spider-Man, I think.
The interesting thing about Valhalla is the version you ordered. I assume you ordered a PS,
It's the PS5 version.
because that's not ready yet, according to Kind of Funny. They're still playing the
Uh,
PS4 version on PS5. I'm wondering if that disc is actually the PS5 version. Like, obviously it says PS5 on it and whatever else, but is there going to be a later? Is it the same thing as the PS4 disc, but then they'll add the update later, or is it going to have that update on it?
yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
Because the only reason I think about that is, like, if that's the case, if it were me, I'd rather play Spider-Man first because that is optimized for PS5 already. And by the time, I assume it won't take that long because the Xbox Series X version is the Xbox Series X version. So,
Yeah, I mean that's the same. So this one specifically says Assassin's Creed Valhalla PlayStation 5 Standard Edition releases November 12th.
okay.
So yes. Although I mean mine hasn't shipped or anything, so I don't know if I'll be getting it anytime soon.
I don't feel like it would.
So
I mean, depend on, it was Amazon, right?
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, it could,
but
like, ship tomorrow.
it's not, my order's not even dated. It doesn't. They're like we don't have a date for this,
Oh, interesting.
even though the release date on the page says November 12th.
Right.
My copy doesn't say it has a arrival date yet,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't be surprised if they are oversold potentially. I don't care. Like I don't need it right now, but I wanted to get it while it was a little bit cheaper.
Right. No, that makes sense. I had done that originally because it was 50 earlier, it's been 50 for a while or whatever, and then I was like, I don't have a disk drive, so I'm going to cancel that.
Yeah, that'd be a reason to do that.
Yep. And then I was like, well, I'm getting on PC anyway, so whatever. But it sounds, I mean, from the stuff that we've seen on Valhalla, obviously it looks like it's scratching the Origins Odyssey itch.
Yeah, um, with some changes. Definitely, I was curious even watching the streams. Like they've definitely gone away from the mass amounts of loot that you find. Like you tend to keep the same weapons, you just upgrade those weapons.
I really appreciate
Yeah.
that because the stuff that I've heard on different podcasts kind of matches my experience, where it's just way too much shit
Yeah.
that you got in Odyssey that you didn't really use. So,
Yep. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad way to go. It's just like, okay, that already changes what some of the RPG elements of the game. Like it's not a loot hunt anymore as much as especially Odyssey was quite a bit of that.
right, definitely.
A lot of stuff you didn't use because you just eventually got the legendary stuff, which was way better all the time. So that looked cool. And then yeah, just watching the streams, I was like, I'll wait. And I watched the streams and I was like, nope, I can feel the itch to want to play this coming back.
Yep.
Showing the map with all the things to do, discovering new things. I'm like, yep, that's the stuff. That's what I'm here for.
I like that new system that they've talked about with the different colored dots, basically, instead of question marks, and it kind of like tiers what experience you're going to have in those areas.
Yeah. Takes a power level aspect to things.
Yeah,
so you're not really like you do gain levels because you get points to spend on like your ability trees and everything. But everything is shown as like required power level, which is kind of a combination of, I assume, your level, and it looks like your gear level is all put together. It's very Destiny light system. Which is another random aside. That thing came out today.
The
right,
Beyond
expansion
Light.
Beyond Light.
I'm sure the servers are hit hard.
This morning they were, for sure.
Right.
There's a stream I usually have on during work. Sat there for like 2 hours waiting to get in. It's like, yep, this is exciting streaming time. Just gonna sit here with the Destiny servers down or in queue up. Man, Destiny's still a game that I'm like, I want to like it a lot. I just don't.
Even the gameplay? Like the gunplay?
Kind of. The gunplay is fine, but I really don't like their enemy design.
Oh yeah, me neither.
It's very bullet spongy. Even all the bosses that they were fighting through, I was just like, God, it's just a fucking bullet sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have some cool mechanics, but man, it just takes like the pacing to kill bosses is just obnoxious.
It is.
Um, so that's it. Like gunplay feels great. It's just almost everything else in the game is just kind of a letdown to me in so many ways.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mostly because it's so close to being what I want.
It was an interesting game because of how many times it's changed direction.
Yeah,
Kind of they don't go far enough down the road to fix the things before they're just on a different path. It seems.
yeah,
So.
and it's always been a bullet spongy game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just what they want to make for their boss encounters and things like that. They don't want stuff burnt down. They want you to play through through all the mechanics. Don't go too fast, etc., etc.
They just end up finding ways to cheese
Which
it.
is yeah, and it's not. So I watched a good couple hours of being played today, and I was like, man, it looks cool. There's a lot of nostalgia even for me from like the sounds and just and everything. But then I just watch them play, and then the story gets presented, and I'm just like giant fucking eye roll constantly.
Yeah.
They've made an interesting world, but they just squander it, in my opinion, with their actual story that they're trying to tell, which isn't really telling much.
I always think like it's not even like them trying to. I think you just said it, but like they're not trying to tell a story. They're trying to obfuscate a story. Ends up like really landing for me like Lost did, where they just keep presenting mysteries and never answer anything.
No,
That's drives me fucking bonkers with that specifically.
yeah.
So
So there's my rant. Unfortunately, I'm sure actually that I think that will be playable on PS5 as well.
yeah, it's definitely on Game Pass today.
So
And I guess EA Play is on Game Pass today too, which is pretty crazy.
it is. A lot of stuff came to Game Pass today. I did finally get my email that the price was going up.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So PC Game Pass is $10 a month. For me, it would be starting this month.
Got it. Right. I mean, they've added a lot more to it, I guess. Did you finish Jedi Fallen Order, by the way?
Oh yeah, I finished Jedi Fallen Order on the PS4. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that game on my PC. If it's also on Game Pass for PC, I don't know if it is or is not. I assume it is, I guess. Because it's with Game Pass Ultimate. But
Oh yeah, you have to have Ultimate to have the EA Play, right?
Play, yeah. Because I have Ultimate, so I think I would like to see that game on my laptop in terms of load times. Maybe I'll start that one over. But I mean, I've got a long list of games I'm gonna play, and that's not near the top. So
yeah, that stuff is not on PC Game Pass.
it's not Jedi EA Play.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it has to in the game. I think I'd have to be an Ultimate to even see it. Although you'd think that they would be promoting that. No, actually, I'm at the point where I'm like, they're like, hey, if you join Ultimate, here are the perks you get. And EA Play is not on there for PC.
That's bizarre. Huh. Because I thought Okay. Because I know there are some things that are not on. Even if you have Ultimate, some things are just console only. But I didn't think that the whole EA Play system would be one of them.
Maybe? And they're not doing a good job trying to upsell me if it is available on the PC as well. Because, yeah, the PC Game Pass Xbox app doesn't mention anything of the EA Play. Nope.
This is unrelated to anything that we are talking about right now. But did you know the Foo Fighters are doing a live stream concert on Saturday?
Nope.
$15.
I know they have an album coming out next year.
$15 to play in the Roxy in Hollywood at 5 p.m. and they're doing a concert, and you can watch live on the internet for $15.
Oh, interesting. My wife did a band that she really liked. They did a live stream concert out of a place in Vancouver. couple weeks ago. And it was like $15 for her to watch. It was
Right.
like an hour and a half.
Well, I know what I'm doing on Saturday night now. They were
I
good
mean,
on,
bands got to figure out how they're gonna
yeah, they do.
make money during COVID times.
Totally. Even though I don't think Foo Fighters need to make another penny the rest of their lives and they'll be fine. They were good on SNL. I
They
thought
were.
Dave Chappelle was fucking on fire on SNL. Jesus.
Dave Chappelle is usually on fire when he's on things. He has a lot to say.
God, that was searing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, back to video games, I guess.
yeah. Do you know anyone? We know our friend Brad got an Xbox today.
Yeah, he got his Xbox Series X today. Mine's apparently coming on Sunday, but I'm flipping that right back around and sending it to my brother.
Yeah.
Although I am on the
know
lookout for a
coworkers
Series
that
S,
got
by the
any.
way. I don't know anyone else. Yeah. There was
Yeah, I thought I'd have some
delays.
coworkers that would speak to it, but no one's talked. No coworkers spoke up today about getting one. So
I think it's hard to sell a console on the back of play your old games faster without any new exclusives, and even if there were, you can still play them on your PC. So anyone that you know would probably have a really great PC, and that's their Xbox technically.
they do. Yeah.
So
I know a bunch of them would have totally got it if it had Halo
right
out now. So now without Halo, they're just gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the system era team, like especially the core founders and the early employees are all X343.
Oh, right.
I believe they all left. They worked a lot on Halo 4. I think they left after Halo 4. I think that was the time frame. So they just have a strong attachment to that series, even after leaving. So, it's odd though. I would expect to hear more. I've seen a couple people on my Twitter speak up of getting one, but not as many as I expected.
And I feel like the lack of an exclusive didn't really hurt like the sales at launch because they're all sold out, right? There was stuff available last night at midnight that all sold out quickly. So
yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think everything's at least going to sell out for the next 3 months, hands down. Like
right.
There just will not be enough supply. And by that time, maybe Halo will be out, and that will be their first really big exclusive.
Right.
Exclusive in quotes, because you'll just be able to play it on PC too. So,
which is fine. They don't care where you play it as long as you play
it. I mean, that's true. All they really care about is you subscribing to Game Pass.
Right. Like, yeah, I have a Game Pass subscription. I haven't played Game Pass in the last month, but I'm not going to drop my subscription.
This generation we're going into is PlayStation 5, Switch, and Game Pass.
Yeah, right. And honestly, like the most compelling one is Game Pass in terms of the value you get.
Content you get? Yeah.
Yeah. You can play on fucking anything. Your tablet, your
constant.
Yeah. So they're the Netflix of gaming basically, and that's super compelling.
Spending so much money.
And I like the idea of obviously competition because we have this PS Plus collection, which is not the same, but super interesting to see where that will be in a year.
Yeah.
But for people like maybe people like me more than you, just I feel like I've purchased all those games. I don't know if you have, but all those games on the list are basically ones I already own.
I mean, I've probably played most of them.
Mm-hmm. You get another chance at God of War.
I mean, I could give God of War another try. I've probably played all of them, at least a little bit, enough for me to be like, oh, I'm not completely interested in continuing playing this.
Right.
So yeah, it's probably not the biggest draw for me, but it's cool that it's there. And I'm, like you said, in a year, we're curious if they'll expand it to something else or not. And there has to be something where it's like, hey, this is just part of your PS Plus subscription. Like, we just do this.
Right.
And it's not. I could see them not trying to compete with Microsoft and saying, hey, there's no tiers. It's just if you have PS Plus, you get all this. There's no ultimates. There's no PC side or anything. It's just like, nope. Because I don't think Sony's going to bring most of their games to the PC. Because really the only studio that's done that is Guerrilla with
Um,
Horizon.
yeah, I was gonna say Quantic Dream, but that wasn't their studio.
No. And then Death Stranding with Kojima is not their studio either. They
Right.
just help finance it. So yeah, I mean, Sony first party stuff, Horizon's the only one that's actually come out for the PC as well.
Right.
Which is interesting to me. Maybe they'll do more of it. I don't know. I don't know if Horizon did well enough on the PC to make it worth their time.
Yeah, as I say,
But
if there's money in it, like 3 years later, I don't know how many.
yeah, but they want to sell hardware still, so
Right.
they'll probably delay any first party stuff. Even if it does well, they would delay it probably a year before putting it out on PC.
Right. Yeah, you want to get people to buy your console, and they're
Yeah,
certainly selling hardware to us.
Sony is a hardware company.
What speaking of hardware, what did you get? Did you just get a PS5 or did you get any peripherals?
No peripherals, just
Okay,
PS5.
nice.
I don't have any reason for anything.
Yeah.
I don't have any peripherals for my PS4, so the console comes with the charging cable. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you got a dock?
I didn't get anything for PS4 either, and I definitely thought along the way, I'm like, I don't need a charging cradle. Like I can just plug it in. I plugged it in for the last whatever 7 years or how long I had the PS4, and I'm like, nah, maybe this time I'll splurge. So I ended up buying the headphones, the camera, and the charging dock, and then I canceled the
Okay.
camera because it seems pointless. I did get the adapter, by the way, for my PS4 camera.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah,
Cool. That worked out.
it worked out perfectly. Yeah, came in the mail a couple days ago. So I can use PSVR with my PS5. And then the charging dock is coming, which the more I think about it, I'm like, this is fucking dumb. I can just plug it in. It's USB-C. What am I doing? But it's coming, so whatever.
You'll eventually have another controller.
A blue one, as soon as that motherfucking thing.
It'll be nice to have, I guess, convenient to have a thing you can just drop them both into the cradle.
Well,
Charge them at the same time.
I ended up buying one for PS4 last week because they're super cheap now because it's in the gen. And it actually is pretty convenient. It's just sitting right next to my couch, and it's fully charged. Like I just drop it in there when I'm done, and like I don't have to worry about it. Although
That's
I
cool.
did, and that's convenient because that fucking whatever it is, mini USB or micro USB or whatever thing is slightly annoying.
Yes, it is.
But
I'm glad the DualSense is USB-C.
yeah, it's pretty good.
So much nicer. Holy shit. It's only taken us how many versions of USB to get to one that is actually a nice adapter?
Right.
God damn it. I didn't do that. I'm trying to think of. You got the camera. You have the headphones though, right?
I do.
You said.
Yeah, I have the Pulse 3D. They came like 2 weeks
How are
ago. They're good. They feel comfortable. They go over the ear, which is really nice. I've worn them for like several hours playing Ghost of Tsushima. They're fine. There's a 3D audio setting for Ghost of Tsushima too, which is cool, and it's definitely like it's doing
noticeable?
something. It's very noticeable compared to the other one. I don't know if it's like something I need. Like I could totally live without it. But it's kind of nice now that I have a couple different headsets now that's just like locked to a certain device, so I don't have to keep moving my dongle around to different places.
Yeah.
Just late. I mean, I live in headphones, so I'm now just like, let's make this a little easier.
Are they? I'm trying to think. Are the cups around your ear? Are they kind of like a plasticky vinyl
Yes.
material?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know how much I'd like that.
After
It holds sound in better. It's just my ears start to sweat.
yeah, no, I think they would cause that for sure. Mine don't really have that issue. But after getting the cup replacements for the HyperX, the memory foam, like those are just the fucking best.
Yeah.
So I these they feel cheap kind of thing, but
yeah, I mean, I have just some Astro, honestly low end Astros right now, just the A10s. But Astro, I've always loved Astro's ear cup material and everything. It's really like soft.
Right.
It doesn't. I can wear it all day at work. Like we're talking like usually like 3 to 4 hour chunks between morning to lunch, lunch to dinner,
Right.
and it doesn't bother me at all. And I've had that between the different models I've had over the years. So that's always been my worry. I've like looked at the Pulse 3D a couple times and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think if you have a set that you like, there's no reason to. Like, it'll do the same 3D audio with anything you have.
Yeah, I think I'll probably wait. Honestly, if it wasn't COVID times, I would probably just go to a place and see if I could try one on
Right.
or like see samples or anything, just to see how they feel. But can't do that right now.
It's not worth dying for.
Nope.
Dude, fucking COVID is just out of control, and the government is doing fucking nothing.
Pretty much.
Like, Thanksgiving is going to murder. It's going to be like
Yeah.
the original Thanksgiving, but in reverse.
Yeah, our Washington State Department of Health just had a live stream meeting today that I listened to, and they were basically like, if you can avoid doing anything for Thanksgiving, do it. Don't meet with any. If you just feel comfortable just having it yourself at your house without interacting with anybody else, please do that, because this is going to be bad. It's already bad, and it's going to get really bad.
Yeah.
We've already ripped all those band-aids off. We are doing Thanksgiving alone, just our family and our house, because it's not worth it.
Yeah. We'll do it with our in-laws because we see them 3 times a week and we're in the same bubble.
Yeah, basically that's the thing they said. If you have a bubble that you're very careful with, that's okay. Please don't just go crazy and invite more people, though.
Oh, no, hell no. There was like a door-to-door salesman that was there when I picked up my daughter last week, and my father-in-law was interacting with him, and I just politely lost it. I was like, no. No.
Yeah, no, not good. And that's why a console comes out on Thursday, and I can just keep hiding in my house.
Totally.
And playing console games.
I heard today we're online next summer, and we're probably online next fall. That's crazy and necessary.
Yeah, I would expect at least through the summer. At fall would be the earliest that I think it's possible, and that's only dependent upon how successful these vaccines are.
Right. Yep.
Which we got, honestly, I mean, reading stuff from not the government, but other people that are analyzing the Pfizer vaccine that they talked about, and they're like, there's a lot of positive things there.
Right.
But it's not certain yet. So wait a little bit, and then distribution of it is going to be hell if that's the one that we start using, because it requires being stored at negative 80 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I thought, for some reason I read it as 80 degrees Celsius, and I was like, what the fuck, they're boiling it?
No, negative 80 degrees Celsius.
Oh, dude, that's
which
very
makes
fucking
it
cold.
Which is one of the things Pfizer is putting a bunch of money into. If it's successful through and gets approval, they are going to put a bunch of money to help install infrastructure into a bunch of pharmacies to store stuff at that temperature.
Right.
But it's not something you can just go to like your local clinic and get. Like, not many places have that kind of cold storage equipment.
Right.
So distribution is going to be hell for that one, even though it does sound like it's actually a pretty successful vaccine.
It's going to be like,
so that's like late spring over summer before general populace will probably get it.
Right. Well, it'd be not funny, but like only certain places can store it at that temperature, so there's going to be like mass distribution at certain locations you'll have to go to. So you're all interacting close up with each other, trying to get a vaccine for a thing that you're getting while waiting for the vaccine.
Yep. To quote William Gibson, the future will not be evenly distributed.
No, yeah, totally.
So,
I mean, we're seeing now.
It's fucking just be playing games in my house for a while.
That's why we're getting new consoles.
Yeah, that's why I got new consoles. I went to my office over the weekend when no one else was there, because I had I hadn't been to the office in 8 months.
Oh wow.
8 months, and I'm like, I brought everything home that I really needed, but I'm like, oh, there's a few things at my desk I wouldn't. After 8 months, I'm like, I wouldn't mind having those. Um, so no one else was there. I just wanted to have my things, but I was like, I'm very sad that I don't get to come here anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone's monitor's still up, all the stuff's still on whiteboards. Um, you're just like, huh, this is sad. I guess I won't be. This been 8 months. I probably won't see this again for another at least 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, it's a weird time
I mean, it's
working in an office and
yeah.
working around people and not.
Yeah, it's very strange having like very high level heady meetings for my job, and I'm in my fucking bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. There's plenty of times that I'm sitting here and I'm like, just because of how my meetings are stacked, I'm like, well, I'm not showering. I'm rolling out of bed, giving myself coffee, sitting down,
Mm-hmm.
still in pajamas,
Mm-hmm.
and then just having my meetings. Just don't turn on the camera.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone who at my work who listens to this. When my camera's not on, I'm probably still in my pajamas.
And you should all be
Oh,
thankful Anthony has his camera on off. I mean,
off. Yep, and being like, yeah, I can sit and talk, but it's fine.
the other night when we
Oh,
were playing Rocket League, I was wearing a hat. Travis was like, "You're wearing a hat? That's weird." I was like, I haven't showered. This is post election, right? I was like, I don't think I've showered in like 3 or 4 days. I've been staying up to like 2 or 3 in the morning reading returns. I'm not sure if it's been like a day or 4 since I've showered, so I've just got a hat on.
wow,
I really didn't know. I had no idea. But
wow,
last
dude.
last week was rough.
I can imagine.
I you
I
know
understand. Uh, During that time, did you get to play anything, or were you just focused on
no, it's
doom
been
scrolling and refreshing pages?
it was like tons of get out the vote, then doom scrolling, then joy scrolling, and then tons of fucking work. Like for work, like every other night when I put my daughter to bed, like it's my turn to stay up late and I can play games or whatever. Like I played an hour of Odyssey in this last week, pretty much, and that's it. I've been working. Last night I was working till 11:30, um,
Wow.
and I was like, I hate this so much. But I'm lucky to have a job. So no, I played an hour of Odyssey, and it's the final piece of the DLC in Elysium, and it's just like basically like super powered enemies, like just to match your strength, basically. And I'm still just wiping the fucking floor with them. I don't know if you've played Elysium part of the DLC.
Is that part 3?
Part 3, yeah.
I have not. I was in part 2, which is Hades chunk of it.
I mean, hmm.
There are 3.
I thought there were 3 pieces. Are there only 2 pieces? Because I thought Elysium was Hades. Or am I thinking of Hades itself?
Is it all dark?
No, it's not dark. It's super bright and
Pretty.
joyous. Yeah, no, it's not.
Let me see. AC Odyssey.
Were there 2 or 3 sets of DLC for that fucking game?
There were 2, and each had 3 chapters.
Okay, I'm in the second set of the first chapter of the second set of
Second
3.
set. Yes, I finished that one. I was in the second chapter of that second set, which is based on Hades Underworld stuff.
Okay, so I'm not there yet.
Uh,
So you're in the first part of the Persephone, I think.
yeah, so I finished that one.
Okay, I'm doing that
Yes.
right now.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that one. Um, so yeah, I just never finished that second part. Tartarus. Yeah, you go to Tartarus. You
Oh,
should know
okay,
that.
cool. Yeah, I'm in Elysium right
Um,
now. Great.
Yep, Elysium is the first part, and then Torment of Hades was the next part. And Tartarus, and then Judgment of Atlantis is with Poseidon stuff, which I never got to. Cool. I should do that because it probably ties into Valhalla.
Right.
Honestly, it probably only ties into Valhalla through the modern day stuff, and I'll probably just read what happened, honestly, because the modern day stuff is confusing as fuck.
And just
Um,
not really well done.
it's yeah, I mean, it's just a weird narrative conceit to tie it all together. I don't even consider it like it was fine whenever it was Desmond, and they kind of finished that storyline with Desmond.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did finish the storyline with Desmond. He died. Sacrificed himself to save the world. And I kind of feel like that is when they lost the modern day narrative completely. Like, they finished their arc. They were done. And I just don't feel like they've built up the arc with Layla to truly understand like what's the importance of this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
they're
just read up on whatever.
Yeah, it's still, the gameplay is fun. Like this is exactly what happened with Odyssey, where Odyssey was about to come out, and I was like, I want to play AC, so I went back and played more Origins to roll into Odyssey, and now I'm like playing Odyssey to roll into Valhalla. Although I think I'm gonna wait for Valhalla a bit, but the loading and everything was so excruciating that I was like, I'm just gonna wait and put this on my PS5 and see how it goes, because I'm so close.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to play right now, and if I did, I'm basically just like transferring games to a hard drive when I turn my PS4 right now. So it's just not a lot of game. I haven't played fucking Hades in like 2 weeks. Like the last 2 weeks of work plus the election has just been like plus GOTV. It's just like that's been my life.
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to sinking into this week.
Yeah. I mean, all I've played is actually Hades.
I'm not surprised.
A 1 to 2 runs a day, and I'm still having a blast with that game. I am now at the point of where it's, for the most part, there's no story stuff going on anymore. Mm-hmm. Even though sometimes I randomly trigger something that causes new unique dialogues. So it's still happening, just rare, and it feels really cool when it does.
That's cool, yeah.
It's just really fun to play though. Like, I'm just, whichever weapon is the one that gives you is like the special one for the run that gives you the extra darkness and extra gems.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the one I choose, and I just decide, I'm like, all right, what build do I want to try this time? What I want to try to do, and then up the heat a couple times to whatever my heat level is. I think my lowest weapon is heat. I've done heat 10, and my highest is like heat 15.
Dang.
I'm just having a blast with that game still. It's a very easy game for me to just be like, I'm just gonna play a run, as kind of a relaxing, take my mind off of things.
Right.
Which was great during last week.
Oh god.
Because I needed it at times.
Yeah,
just was like, shut down web browsers. I need to like not be on Twitter or anything. I just need something to like focus my mind.
I was balls deep in Reddit threads.
Oh jeez.
Most of last week. And it was good stuff. Like it was helpful.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, I kind of, sometime around like Thursday, I think I just turned it off.
Yeah.
A lot. I was like, I have to. Like, my mental health is not good.
Right.
Until Saturday rolled around, and I was like, okay.
Dude, Saturday.
Thank God.
Like the best N7 day. We even talked about fucking Mass Effect.
Yeah, that got announced. Of course, it got announced. And I should have known that they would do it on N7 day.
Yeah.
Waiting forever. It was just sad that I'm like, part of me thinks if it wasn't for COVID, it would have released on N7 day.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I have a feeling that they would have just shadow dropped it out of nowhere on N7 day, but I bet COVID has pushed that back a few months. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll play Mass Effect all again. Done.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm so fucking there.
Travis is complaining about like I don't have time for that. I'm like, it's only like 90 hours. It's fine.
I mean, he just fucking platinum Dark Souls. That took forever. So.
And then he talks about that, and I should give him grief, but I don't. About like, don't tell me you don't have time for games. You're putting hundreds of hours into Destiny, so because it's what he's been playing today. Just say you don't want to play. You have no time for any other game but Destiny.
I mean, it's definitely something to be said for like, I have my gaming priorities. That's not one of them. Cool, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, yep. And that, I mean, I know that feeling. That's what life was like when I played WoW. I didn't buy nearly as many games when I played WoW as my basically hobby. Why buy other games whenever I'm just going to be spending hours ignoring them and playing WoW? Oh.
Right.
Um, so, but I'll play Mass Effect again. I'm very interested to see what they do with the first game, what they decide to change there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the Mako specifically changes.
I mean, that's the thing. There's pieces of the first game that I'm like, are they just going to keep it as is or close to as is with graphical upgrades, or are they actually going to do quality of life changes to try to bring it closer to 2 or 2 and 3?
Right.
Because I don't think we'll see much gameplay changes out of 2 and 3. Because I've played 2 in the past year. I've played a few hours of it again, and it still holds up really well.
Right.
Gameplay, like gunplay feels good. The just general mechanics of it, I'm like, yeah. Textures are a little low res, but you can mod those to make them higher. It's really just graphical. It's not mechanical.
Yeah, it's always been one. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That was the only one that you had like the mining of the planets too, right?
2 had you launching probes to the planets.
Okay.
Which was boring as fuck, but
yes.
meh. It was better than the Mako.
It's kind of like the Spider-Man. Listening to the Miles Morales reviews, where it's like, yeah, it's like Spider-Man, but take away the puzzles and the stealth section. So like, oh, that sounds great because those 2 parts were not my favorite.
There you go.
So let's trim the fat. Sounds great. I guess Valhalla is kind of like a trim the fat version of Odyssey as well. So I'm all for that, even though I fucking loved it.
Still 90 hours of game.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is like the only series where I buy the fucking Ultimate Edition usually on launch day. So I didn't buy this one yet. I'll wait until I'm ready to play it. So I'm prioritizing whatever's coming with my PS5 that I've already bought. So I guess I gotta figure out what else. Okay, whatever. Pathless has gotten pretty good reviews. That looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, that started coming out too. So yeah, there's gonna be a wide range of things to play, and then older games are getting some updates like No Man's Sky.
Oh my god,
on launch.
Yeah,
and I'd like get that their origin update, or next gen update, whatever they're gonna call it. And I mean, the game could be somewhat pretty in different places. It looks gorgeous.
It looks goddamn breathtaking, and it's like I put probably 10, 15 hours into that game and fucking enjoyed it. But I'm glad it didn't get very far because I really want to restart on next gen because that looks fucking amazing.
And you just have it because you have the PS4 one, and it's Thursday. It's going to be available with that update.
Right.
Warframe is getting an update. I saw their trailer.
I heard that was really good too.
Maybe I'll try it again. Would be fitting because Warframe came out on the PS4 when it launched.
Right.
It was a launch title. And that's a game that has gone through immense change over the generation. I'm trying to think of other games that are getting immediate updates.
I think this is minor, but it came out today. The Overcooked is getting some haptics and whatever else.
Yeah. So it looks. I feel like there's going to be plenty to play, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a variety of games, which is cool.
You've got the 3 PS Plus games, plus the PS Plus collection, plus like a really solid launch lineup. I don't know about Godfall, but the rest of it looks good.
Godfall. I feel like everyone's like Godfall. It could look cool, but it doesn't.
It's got such low expectations, it could come in and blow the doors off, I guess, at a 75 or an 80. I don't know. There's a lot of other things to play that's not really high. I
feel like it's going to probably be a 60.
That sounds totally right. You know,
I don't think it's going to be a horrible game. I bet it will be reasonable enough, but I think it will pale in comparison to some of the other games.
Right.
Trying to see if anything else is. Oh yeah, Destiny 2 Beyond Light is getting its update on Thursday, so you'll get 4K 60 FPS play, free upgrade from PS4. Wow. Yeah. Pathless. Watch Dogs Legion. That's right. It's getting an update
Right.
for PS5 with all the ray tracing and everything turned on. No
I'm
Man's
I'm
Sky.
I'm gonna play that eventually. But not.
Yeah, I have a guy at work who really he says it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I hear
not
too.
not a perfect game by any means, but he's having a lot of fun with it.
Right.
So yeah, just looking at this, I'm like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that seems like a reasonable selection of games to play from PS4 games getting updated and new launch games. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm sure I'll have plenty to play around when I'm not working. But I have the Thanksgiving week and days off around then to really pour into a bunch of games.
Right. Yeah. I mean, tomorrow's the holiday. We won't have it. This weekend will be the time to dig in.
Do you have holiday tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
It's
I know it's a holiday, but
yeah, it's a holiday for us. But working from home, it's like everyone was planning meetings today. I was like, y'all know it's a holiday tomorrow, right? And they're like, oh yeah, that's true. Like, there's no like institution, right, where you're coming to that's closed. So it's just like my house is
yeah,
open, so it's not a holiday. Like your house is always open.
yeah, you have to make that effort to block off those days.
Right.
Um,
I did.
well,
Yep.
good. It's a holiday.
Yeah.
Go away, people. Well, I think that's all I got.
Yeah, that was a good episode. Episode 267. Next time we will be here, we will have hands-on with the PS5, and so will everyone else who got theirs on launch week, I guess. Still fingers crossed. Ours ship tomorrow. We'll see.
Amazon hasn't let me down. Didn't let me down 7 years ago. So
Right. Yeah.
they don't let this time.
I'm gonna stick with your optimism. I just believe. I like to believe things when I see them, I guess.
Yeah.
Not only because like shipping times or whatever, but like it's like a hot commodity, and I just want to make sure it gets to me, I guess.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thanks for the episode, Ant, and thanks everyone for listening. If you like our show, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. Tell your friends, and enjoy gaming. We'll see you soon.
Later, everyone.